We are extremely well organized, well structured to work on a functional, divisional basis. Sometimes we're not that great at working cross-functionally.
With the integration of Merck and Schwenk-Blau, we were ending up with a large portfolio that had a lot of smaller brands, and they were around 200.
We really needed to look at our portfolio again and decide which ones were the most strategic products to keep.
What this team accomplished in 100 days is something that we've been dancing around for a decade.
We made sure that we engaged with the markets to understand the products that were important for their business, as well as for the consumers in that country.
If you can imagine, here we come, to our HH colleagues and we're saying, hey, we would like to delete products that are making perfectly good revenue, and hey, trust us, it'll be good for you as well.
Why this really worked is we listened to the rationale behind why it was important and came to one business goal.
There was a lot of tough discussions that needed to be had, and we needed to come to a common understanding to get beyond some of that and really focus on what was the best for the company.
It's in a sense taking down some of the walls and some of the challenges that might have existed in the past with going cross-divisionally.
The respect that we have for each other after this initiative and the transparency that we have with each other has made us move faster and also come to business decisions really quickly.
When you boil all of this down, our objectives are very similar. I mean, we're all after the same thing.
Talents from many parts of the company will need to put their skills, energy, enthusiasm and accountability together that we can come to really resolutions for issues that Merck is facing.
There was a lot at stake with this process, but we did the right thing, not just for Merck, but for the consumers as well.
Now when we need to come to a decision, it's quick. Everyone's on the same ground.
Financial business planning processes has been a very, very hot topic in our organization for a long time.
This has to be an integrated process, that it's not just finance, that it's finance and the business working together to provide the best information to the organization and find a solution that works for everybody.
There was if you will, a high level of energy in the field to try to just do it once, do it right, and move on, and focus on our customers and focus on our business.
Many of our colleagues felt that our processes are too cumbersome. There's a lot of frustration in the organization. People were working harder, but really not with better results.
The real cost of failure here, if we didn't get this right, is that we would continue to involve thousands and thousands of people within the organization running multiple iterations of the budget.
The entire financial planning process goes beyond the boundaries of each division and function.
I remember one instance, we were in a meeting with MMD and GHH, and they were still a couple weeks off on the calendar between how they would try to align. And we said, guys, we need you to try to figure out how to get those weeks out of the system. And they said, okay, we'll do it. And they went off and came back a couple hours later and they had done it.
I think it's a continuous improvement process. The first cycle did require a lot of give and take between the different divisions. We did make some decisions that helped some divisions and in some cases create a little bit of a crunch on others. But as we work forward in the second and the third cycle of this, I think we're going to get that ironed out pretty well.
It really is incumbent upon all of us to learn about the other parts of the organization. What are their challenges? What are their issues that they're dealing with? And how do these pieces all fit together? It's really important that we all do that as leaders and that we encourage our teams to do that as well.
The only way to work is to work collaboratively to realize our common objective.
The end game of how a good planning process should really feel and what the sense of it should be is it should be a fairly well-coordinated and well-oiled machine where the gears are synchronizing between functions and divisions, between the field, manufacturing, the regions, the labs, where everyone understands each other's needs as well as their roles and can satisfy them pretty quickly. And ideally where there's very little wasted energy.
our portfolio has increased significantly. And with that, the complexity of ensuring that supply are on the right place, at the right time, at the right cost.
Aligning supply and demand is complex because it relies on a number of parties to work together.
Marketing and manufacturing needed to work side by side to make this work. We recognized each other's strengths and weaknesses. We were able to have very candid discussions.
It seems counterintuitive, but we had poor customer service and high inventory levels.
The markets didn't really understand the impact that their input of the demand forecast would have on the overall business.
We formally communicated to our supply network. It was not enough time for the manufacturing side to react to that opportunity, and as a result, we lost sales.
We turned data into intelligence and made that intelligence visible to all parts of the organization.
We were successful because everyone's ideas were on the table.
We really need to work as a team to resolve issues that go beyond our own areas of responsibilities.
Now we're seeing these markets go in and make sure that the 24-month demand forecast reflects their forecast, what they really believe they're going to sell. And it's really helped from the business perspective because now we have a better sense for what capacity we're going to need. And I think overall everyone really has benefited.
We're all going to win because our customers are going to be satisfied because they're going to have our products whenever they need it.
So while we are organized in these strong divisions, and that is very appropriate, I think as we look at the business challenges that we have today and the initiatives that will create a lot of value for Merck in the future, they are going to be based on very integrated and cross-divisional efforts that require the best thinking from each area, whether it's the labs or manufacturing or commercial or some of the staff functions. And these teams have to come together to drive an integrated approach.